sale. There'll be organic seedlings to buy, local entertainment to watch, food to eat, and lots of fun to be had for your whole family.
I'm going to guess there's face painting for the kids.
Oh!
If not, volunteer. Would you volunteer to paint faces?
I just hope I would use the right type of paint. Can you imagine if you use like...
Stain,
I use spray paint.
deck stain. Hello.
Stain.
You want some polyurethane with that?
You just stick a stencil on the kid's face and just take a brush of deck stain.
This is a 1 minute segment, Jeff. We're now into 5.
That's all right.
Morano's minute has just turned into... This is the Morano's massacre right now. We're just killing it. What's next? Next on the list of
that's it. Well, there is one more event. I don't have all the details.
But can I do a spinoff of the Worcesterpreneurs?
Please do that. And I'm going to look up this other event.
Because as a matter of fact, we were going to talk about, and I was interested in talking about some of the business scene that's going on in the city of Worcester.
Yes.
Overall, did you know that Worcester has been listed as the top 10 emerging startup?
We're getting into that right now? I thought we were going to do a whole segment on it, a whole clump on it.
Can we just talk about it a little bit?
We can do it. We'll tease it.
May I? It's a tease. When are we going to do the whole clump on this? Later? Because otherwise, I'll stop talking about it. But no, I'm on a roll right now. So Worcester, top 10 in the nation, Jeff. Emerging tech startup hubs. This is information that's brought to you by TechNet and the Progressive Policy Institute. This is no joke.
It is not a joke.
Here's a list. You want to take a guess at some of the cities and towns across the nation?
Memphis.
No. Nashville, Denver, Dallas, Salt Lake, Portland, Oregon, Atlanta, Georgia.
Raleigh, Durham?
Yes. Finally, one. Washington, Philadelphia, and Worcester. Would you ever think you would put Worcester in the same list with all of those?
I know, right? It's amazing.
It's amazing. The growth that is going on here. And it's just an incredible thing that's happening. You talk about entrepreneurs, businesses, the universities and colleges in our area, but this is big because that speaks to that the forum that's coming on and the number of businesses.
And I do think it doesn't happen by accident, right? You need to create the ecosystem, if you will. You need to get your partners together, get all those resources together. So I know that there's some that have come together under the title or the moniker of the Worcester Business Resource Alliance.
Yep.
And we've also at the Career Center have offered kind of introductory, a lot of times someone gets laid off from a job. Maybe they've got that idea about a business to start.
Well, we actually have a workshop called Exploring Entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's been in our bag of tricks, if you will, for quite a while.
I know in Worcester they've had to some capacity issues around having a qualified trainer for that, and we used to have someone from one of the organizations that would help do that.
Yeah, we
but
did.
Worcester's coming back. We're hoping it's going to come back. We've been, as a matter of fact, we're in discussion with the program out at Nichols College. To have those folks
between the Small Business Association, the chambers, our work with employers, our business service representatives who are out there dealing with employers on a daily basis. That workshop allows people to come in and get some guidance. We talk about navigating through processes and what have you, but folks who are, whether they be underemployed or unemployed, and looking to say, hey, you know what? At this stage of my life, at this point in time, I think I'd rather live my dream and at least attempt to start a business. So we're able to guide them in that direction, and there are a lot of state programs that help.
Well, and that's just it. There's a lot of resources out there that people can tap into. A lot of it is just knowledge about how is this a realistic thing for me? Because it almost feels too daunting, right? Like, oh, I've got this idea, but can I actually go forward with it? And maybe for some, the time is right now. And if you can create that infrastructure to support people, so I know that there's a few different like job incubators that exist. So I think that's kind of how they looked at like, is that all here? And that's why Worcester is one of the top ones. We have several incubators that have popped up. We've got that network of folks that can help out. And I'm going to say access to capital. I know we've got a lot of great financial
that is a big piece, because I think whether you're a startup business or an entrepreneur who's been in business for a little while, who's talking about expansion, or taking on the necessary improvements and costs associated with that to maintain their business, and then So a lot of small to medium-sized businesses who've been in business and are struggling. The capital that is available through resources at the state level,
Yeah.
and of course at the city level to some degree, because the pipeline is there.
Yeah.
Folks, and this
so
is where businesses
stuff
really need
like
to.
the-
Yes, you have to get into know
Yep.
because that's going to maintain your business. That's going to grow your business, if not help catapult it to stability.
And I think too, in talking about the steps to getting there, one of the first things a bank or an institution, financial lender, or a capital venture capitalist is going to want to see is a business plan. So how do you pull that together? What's the process of that? That's the kind of stuff that these institutions can help people kind of do.
Well, think about something like this. So technology.
You ever start a business?
I had a business, 16 years.
Oh, what was it?
Reliable Cash Register in Worcester, Massachusetts.
I didn't.
It's a
Realize
family-
business machines.
Family-owned business, point-of-sale computer systems, IT, networks. It was there for 16 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you decide to change?
Well, it was a change of career for me.
Yeah.
But for 16 years, managed a family-owned business.
Who started? Your dad?
No, my father-in-law. My father-in-law. He started a long time ago, and we were able to build on what he had built, a strong foundation.
Yeah.
Had we been able to take advantage of some of the programs that were in place then,
Just didn't know about.
they didn't know about it. You could, just as a matter of fact, we were working in the office with a company on the job training programs. There's a company who's looking to grow,
Yeah.
and has several positions open that they'd like to fill, and got some information on our on-the-job training program, followed up with that, and next thing you know, we were able to partner with not only the on-the-job trainer, coordinator in our office, but also with our recruiters and our business service rep on the other side, and both worked together to recruit potential candidates for these positions that then would be paid. Some of the funding towards the training was going to be supplemented by the state. So now,
And again, gets them into a viable career.
Look at this employer who now says, "Hey, I'm able to fill positions. I'm getting some assistance on the initial, startup costs of working with this new candidate employee, and then we'll take over the, obviously the employee becomes a 100% employee to the company."
So, if I have a business idea,
which you always do.
well, yeah. Like say I wanted to, typewriters. I think they're coming back.
They're coming back.
I think they're coming back. I think people are getting sick of using a computer. They're going to start using typewriters again. If I wanted to start, how I would go and I could do a business plan.
You have to do a business plan.
Yeah.
That business plan I'd like to see, since you bring back the typewriter.
Well, don't you think people are getting kind of bored with the computer and all that fancy stuff? They want to go old school. They want to go.
Oh, that's old school.
Computer.
And bring back the
They
flip
wanna
phone, the huge cellular
bring
phone.
back those,
No,
the beepers. Beepers. You got to bring back
See,
the beepers.
that's scary. We came up with that at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think, again, I think this is where businesses need to understand that Workforce Central is there to help them.
Yep.
Between Workforce Central, the Career Center, between the Workforce
and the partners that
Investment
you work
Board,
with, including folks in
and
the chamber.
and that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of folks at the table who can work with the entrepreneurs.
Well, and I know, I believe next month we're going to have on someone from the city's economic development office that's going to talk about some of the programs and some of the services that are out there.
And Worcester needs to market that.
Yeah.
That's a big plus to the makeup of the city. I mean, you see a lot of structural changes
we had
going
mentioned
on.
before about the garden festival. There's a term that they've kind of coined. I'm not kidding you. I know you think I'm joking.
I don't even know where
it's
this is
called
going.
economic gardening. Is like this like creating this infrastructure to help new businesses sprout up.
Look at that. So they're
grow.
planting seeds. They're planting seeds,
Yeah, and there's whole,
then
like, and they use,
they're
like, a-
fertilizing a lot of these things, and
Yes,
then
you see where this is going.
yes. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what?
And then
Whatever
you-
it takes.
The harvest, the profits.
Well,
I
look at
guess.
what's going
But no,
on.
economic gardening.
Look at what's going on around us. I mean, things are happening in the city.
Yeah.
So all the
There's
better
a
to
lot
bring.
of great stuff happening in the
But
city.
I also
and
say we
know-
got to take care of the businesses who've been here since the beginning. There's a lot of small to medium-sized
Yes.
businesses that, are looking to go to the next level. We got to make those processes nice and easy.
And I should mention that the city's economic development office also helps them navigate. Like you said, maybe learn about new programs that they or existing programs that they could tap into to grow and thrive as well. So
Speaking of tapping into, aren't we due for a D-Web segment?
I think we are tapping into D-Web. So are we able to go to that? I'm going to look for, talk to our production manager here.
The people behind the curtain. We have to pay attention to
literally
the
a
people
curtain. That's the
behind
nice
the
thing.
curtain.
All right,
yes,
we're going to
so
go
we're ready
right
to go.
now to D-Web.
Perfect.
Alone and life is making you lonely. You can't always go downtown.
Nope. Mr. Pop.
I don't know why you don't take me downtown, like you got anywhere better to be. Will I see you tonight on a downtown train?
Nope.
And now it's time for another edition of Downtown with Ethan Brown.
Welcome to another segment with Downtown with Ethan Brown. I am your host, and I'm here at Viriditas. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
I'm here at Viriditas talking with Catherine Stanley, who is the general manager. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. So I'm really excited that you guys came. You're letting us kind of do this interview with you. This place is relatively new. How long have you guys been around?
2 months. Since December 16th was our first day.
That's cool. And I know that you guys have worked with the city received a facade grant to kind of do some work on the outside. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So in order to...
Yeah, that's a sign. Tell me a little bit
Yeah,
about the sign.
so we had the sign made. We wanted it to feel like really European out there. So we were able to get some grant money from the city to make it, make it look fresh and new.
So with the facade grant, from what I understand, essentially you can get up to $10,000, and it's funding that the city provides that you can use to either improve, repair, anything on the outside type of advertising. What I can say, it looks really, really nice out there.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about this place and what you guys do.
Okay, so we are a cafe specialty market. So the cafe side is we're featuring all local products, local ingredients. Everything is trying to keep it as local as we possibly can. The coffee is out of Framingham, roasters Hogan Brothers, micro roasters, and our bread comes from Iggy's, and that's out of Cambridge. So everything is kind of just local. So the cafe is coffee, teas, sandwiches, soups, salads, all that fun stuff. And then we have the specialty market, which is just local products, local pickles, jams, jellies, anything that I can get my hands on. Cheeses. The cheeses we're getting directly from the cheese makers themselves. They're not really passing like a distributor or anything, direct, which was really important to us. We wanted everything to be a bond with the cheese makers and the pickle makers and all those people that we work with,
Yep. And so you guys, your location looks very, very nice. Can you tell me a little bit about where you guys are here and what you think about this particular spot?
So we wanted to bring something to the downtown area that was going to promote the city a little bit better. This just happens to be a great location. The owner owns the building. And this space used to be the old Ivy's Kitchen, and it was always a breakfast joint.
Okay.
Since like forever ago. I think it dates back to like the 1900s, where it was a saloon, actually. So
That's what I was going to say. Maybe a prohibition age.
Yeah.
We'll take a walk around, see if there are any false boards on the ground, so we'll see if there's any. We can kind of get down there and get some of that liquor that's down there.
Yeah. There's a little like cubby down back there that you could like go in there. It's
Could
wicked
I
creepy.
fit in there?
I don't know.
Because there's a lot of.
I could fit in there.
You know what? You could. We've got Lauren in the background. She's never on camera because she doesn't deserve to be on camera. But she is relatively small, and I think maybe start reaching your small hands down in there, and eventually we'll just push you down all together. Sounds good? All right. So, Viriditas.
Yep.
Tell me about that name. What is that?
It's Latin. The literal translation is greenness, but not the color green. Greenness as in like healthy and fresh, and the word is all about promoting healthy living. It's Latin. I think I just said that. So vitality, growth, freshness, greenness, all those things, which kind of embarks what we're doing.
Cool. Now you're local. You grew up in this area, right?
Yeah, Shrewsbury native, my whole life. Born and raised here. Yeah.
Awesome. Originally, I am from Dorchester. I am a subplant. But it's funny because when I came here, I'm like, Worcester is not really going on. Boston's way big. I'll be here for a year or two. That was like in 2002. I've been here ever since. So, what are your hours here at Viriditas?
So we open at 7 and we're closed at 6, Monday through Friday.
Awesome.
We'll be opening maybe some Saturdays, Sundays once the springtime comes for farmers markets and things like that. But right now it's Monday through Friday, 7 to 6.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Back to you guys.
Okay, we are back. Boy, I had a chance to watch that on the monitor.
He's awesome.
I love the hat, just the hat alone.
He's so cool. And I love the shirt, the outfit, the hat, the shirt collar.
The opening in the beginning with the red.
He's just so cool. He's just like so smooth. And he devoured
You know what we
that.
should do? Here's a pretty good joke. We should like go around and like pay like 20 people to just randomly walk by him downtown and be like, D-Web!
Yes.
Hey, you're the guy from the TV!
Yes,
and
yes,
he
yes.
would be like, oh my God, like,
He'll
all
be
these
signing
people-
on. Can I have your autograph?
he'll really think
Can you
he's like
sign?
famous.
I
That
just-
would
yes.
be so funny.
Yes.
We should actually
Okay,
really
let's do that.
Let's do that. We're gonna make that happen.
Because people might send him like mail. Might say like, fan base mail.
Fan mail. That would be a riot.
No, that was a
Speaking
cute.
of
There you go. Finally.
Yeah.
I couldn't have served
Like
it up
dogs.
any better.
Well, no. So we're gonna go now to our mailbag.
What are you pointing at?
I'm pointing at our floor man.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
All right. So our first, we're actually gonna do
Two.
two.
for
Dare I
the
call
price
it the double bagger?
the
Here
double
we go.
bagger.
Here we
All
go.
right, so
Alice
ready?
from Chelsea.
Whoa.
Because we stream live
Okay.
as well. Writes into us. How do I prep and get the maximum out of my job fair visit? Which is obviously very timely.
Fantastic
Yeah.
question. And very timely. So, some of the tricks of the trade, some of the things that you should focus on, Alice, would be working on your resume. Right? Make sure that you have ample copies of your resume available. Take a look at our listing of the companies that are
Yeah.
going to be there ahead of time.
Do people need to use special resume paper these days?
I would.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
a little
bit weight,
thicker stock.
But
Little
not
thicker
off
stock.
colors, right?
No, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. You want to give it a little firmer, thicker stock. They actually do call it like resume paper.
Yeah.
But certainly use that. Don't go crazy on the fonts and the colors and the things of that nature. Keep it basic and what have you. But work on the resume.
Yeah.
Develop a 30-second elevator pitch. You've heard this often. It's 30 seconds of your introduction, what you want to do, what your skill set is, and be able to present it, articulate it in a quick, concise fashion.
You don't want to ramble on.
No, we don't. Not kind of like our show. We don't want to ramble
Kind
on.
of like me and our show, yeah.
Your introduction. Eye contact, firm handshake. Don't be
And there's some
overbearing.
great stuff online too. And at the Career Center, they obviously go over
We
all this too.
we actually have workshops that we offer prior to some of these job fairs called what is it
Preparing
called?
for your
Preparing
job?
for the job fair, because there's a lot of little things you need to do.
Yeah.
So properly dress appropriately.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going into a job fair. You're not